Yesterday, dusk, Gloucester, Massachusetts. The sun drips behind the pines, turning the sky the color of old blood. Porch lights click on one by one, little halos of a deepening dark. A soft knock echoes through the quiet neighborhood. Inside, a tidy single-story home, Margaret Reeves, in her mid-40s, a school teacher, stands at her kitchen sink. She peers out the window. Two young people stand at her door, in clean clothes, calm smiles, each wearing a pendant of a tiny flame cupped between two hands. Their posture is polite, rehearsed. Their presence oddly soothing. Margaret hesitates, then opens the door halfway. The young woman says, "Good evening, ma'am. We're from the Church of the Cleansing Flame, and we just wanted to share a bit of peace with you tonight." Margaret looks at them. Thank you, but I already have a church." The young man smiles. He glances over her shoulder into the house and then back at her. He says, "Oh, that's all right. Well, we're not here to change your beliefs, only to remind you of what you've lost." Margaret frowns. The woman steps forward, hand raised, gentle, almost maternal. The young woman says, "May I bless you? Just a touch. Just a moment of warmth." Margaret starts to refuse, but something in the woman's eyes, that soft gold, makes her nod. The young woman places two fingers on Margaret's forehead. For an instant, the kitchen lights dim. The hum of the refrigerator drops to a deep, throbbing note. In a flash, Margaret is standing in the hallway of her old school. A fire alarm screams. She sees herself turning away from a child trapped in the smoke, a child she didn't save. The scene lasts a second, maybe less. Then she blinks. She's back in her kitchen, tears streaming down her cheek. The young woman says softly, "It's not your fault. None of it ever was. Heaven and hell don't care for the innocent, but he does." She presses a small pamphlet into Margaret's shaking hands. The paper is damp, smelling faintly of ash. Across the top, in embossed gold letters, "The Flame Remembers." Margaret looks up. The pair is already walking down the street, knocking on the next door. Inside the house, the lights flicker back to normal. Margaret opens the pamphlet. The image inside shows a young man rising from a black pool, haloed in pale fire. Beneath it, written in perfect script, "He will return to end the war." Margaret whispers the words, her voice trembling in awe. "He's coming back." The lights in her house flare, every bulb burning gold, and then darkness. Attention, brave viewers. This video features adults immersed in a spine-chilling horror RPG experience. The content likely includes supernatural elements, horror-related events, and potentially scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy. Howdy, friends and floorheads. We have wrapped up another mystery and starting on a new one. When we last left our hunters, they were hopping into the RV and heading east. And instead of traveling to the next mystery, they're headed home, being prodded to go home based on a phone call that Van received from his adopted second father, Thomas Condi, and a mention that his friend, the friend whose death led to him being the wronged, and at the same moment whose death caused Adriel to die, Thomas Condi says Sam is here and wants to see him. So you're traveling east. You're on Highway 90. A good bit of the time is spent in New York. That's really the bulk of it. It takes about 24 hours of straight driving, stopping for gas and things like that. I know we have got 2 pre-mystery moves, and I think I want to start with yours, Declan. So can you read your pre-mystery move off?
When you are in good standing with your sect, at the beginning of each mystery, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, they provide some useful info or help on the field. On a 7 to 9, you get a mission associated with the mystery, and if you do it, you'll get some info or help too. On a miss, they ask you to do something bad. If you fail a mission or refuse an order, you'll be in trouble with your sect until you atone.
All right. Let's do our first roll. All right, good start. So on an 8, let's remind ourselves.
On an 8, I get some kind of mission or assignment from the sect. Should I complete that, then I will get some assistance from the sect. There'll be a mission associated with the mystery. If I do it, I'll get info or help. And as kind of an overarching thing to all this, if I fail a mission or refuse a direct order, I'll be in trouble with the sect until I atone.
All right. So at one point, Declan, you at a stop, Van's filling up the tank. Elias is trying to get someone to buy him some extra snacks. You go to the back behind the convenience store where the bathrooms are, and you know, you've seen enough convenience store bathrooms in your life so far, as you've been traveling with your family. But like a good initiate, you're washing your hands as you finish, and as you look up in the mirror, you see Kalis Moore. This is a face you've encountered before. This is Pathfinder Moore. And he is your reflection. Declan, are you headed where I think you are?
I'm headed home, if that's what you mean.
We've been talking about the sanctuary.
What of it?
I and the other Pathfinders desire to find the sanctuary and be able to open it up again. We have every reason to believe not only are one of the doors in Gloucester, but we believe it's under threat.
Excuse me?
When you get to Gloucester, you need to look for signs. It will affect things. And when the sanctuary is under threat, it will fight back. So when you get to town, look for signs.
Yes, sir.
And if somebody from the sect approaches you, tries to convince you that finding the door is a mistake, ignore them. You are a Pathfinder. You are to find the door.
Understood.
Slowly, as he fades away, you can see your face again in the mirror.
I'll splash a little bit of water and shake it off, and then...
Elias, I think you also have a move.
I
do. It says, it's called Premonitions. It says at the start of each mystery, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. You take +1 forward to prevent it from coming true, and mark experience if you stop it. On a 7 to 9, you get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen. Mark experience if you stop it. On a miss, you get a vision of something bad happening to you, and the keeper holds 3 to be spent 1 for 1 as penalties to rolls you make.
Oh boy. All right, this is a good roll. I forget. The spooky gives me so much juice.
All right, let's see it.
All right, so on a 7, you're going to get something cloudy, right?
Yep.
You're in the back of the RV, laying in bed, top bunk, and kind of tossing and turning, hungry. Nobody bought you enough snacks, as usual. And it's odd because you're in that mode of like, I don't think I'm asleep, but you are asleep. That kind of mid drift. And you can see a huge wound in the earth. A place where people have dug and stolen from the earth and just left a huge hole. And at the bottom is a pool of black water. And you instinctively know, and I think maybe, Elias, you've pieced it together. Nobody's directly talked to you about the death of Sam, but you're a kid, right? You listen to the adults talk, you start piecing things together. You recognize this is the quarry. This is the quarry where Van's friend died. The guy that's in the picture that he has on the dashboard. But there's candles everywhere. And you get a strong sense that the thing that drove you to make a deal with what's inside of you is trying to anchor at this place. You don't know how, but you know that this is an epicenter of something potentially disastrous, not only for the Remingtons, but maybe even for the world. Anything else we want to do on our drive before we pull into the coastal town of Gloucester, Massachusetts? It's late afternoon, early evening. And Van, we'll have you driving. You've crossed a couple bridges to get out to the coast. And you see the sign. And of course, it still says, "Welcome to Gloucester." Though the blue on it has faded, more kind of the color of rainwater than the deep blue ocean. A gull wheels overhead, calling once before vanishing into the fog. The air is familiar. It smells of salt, diesel from the boats in the harbor, and something faintly sweet like lilacs. Down by the harbor, the boats sit low in the tide, their names worn thin by years of wind and ocean spray. The bait shop roof still sags, and some tangle of ropes and nets hang from the pier. But across the street, where Murphy's Diner once stood, a bright cafe hums with neon lights. The pop song playing inside sounds cheerful, but the tune feels off, too slow. As you drive deeper into town, you spot something new on the telephone poles. A small wooden plaque, several of them, on different poles in different places, painted with a white symbol that looks like fire. And they seem to be hanging like blessings or warnings. A few houses display them in their windows next to old Christmas lights that have been left up too long. Gloucester seems quieter now than when you were here last. The ocean hushes against the rocks as if it doesn't want to draw attention. Van, Declan, Adriel, coming home should feel safe. But as you roll past the church, the school, and the faded mural of the trawler, you feel it. Gloucester remembers you, but it seems to be praying for something else. Where are we headed, Van?
Can I clarify what time of year? It's after Christmas?
I'm
You said the Christmas lights
Feeling
are-
like late spring, moving into summer.
Oh, so these Christmas lights have been up way too long.
Oh, yeah.
What time of day is it again, Craig? I'm sorry.
Late afternoon, early evening, like 6-ish.
Boys, any objection going straight to Pops's bar?
No, sounds good.
The bar it is.
You don't even have to think about it. It's like driving home and pulling into your driveway. You take the RV, you park it across the street from the bar. You look across and you can see the sign. It's faded a bit, but it's still there. Sammy's Place. He still hasn't decorated the front of it at all. It's just plain brick with fogged over windows. But you can hear music playing inside. So you step in, the door swings open, and just a wave of sound and warmth and light comes over the four of you. The air is real thick, and you can smell fried food, spilled beer. The floor is a little tacky. It's never quite cleaned up enough. The jukebox is in the corner. It's playing a country song that everybody knows, but they don't know why they know it. And there's laughter that fills the bar. Van, you're used to walking into Sammy's Place, and maybe there's 2 or 3 regulars, and Pops is behind the bar. The place is packed. Every stool is claimed. Every table is ringed with faces flushed from drink and comfort. There's a sense of celebration here. Everything's loud and unguarded. Everyone's been having a great time. Behind the bar, you see Pops. He's moving with practiced ease, pouring, wiping, grinning wide at something or something that someone said. His eyes seem brighter than the last time you saw him, Van. And for a moment, it also almost looks like he's forgotten. And then he locks eyes with you and Declan. Holy shit. He takes the bar towel off his shoulder, almost racing as much as a 70-year-old man can, comes around, lifts the bar door, comes through the bar, comes up, and Van, he's coming in for a huge hug.
The moment I recognize he's heading my way, I'm meeting him halfway for that hug. I know what to expect. This isn't the first time I've come back from a decent stint and been welcomed with the similar welcome. So I meet him halfway. Pops, we're here. Big hug. And
and he squeezes you. he's got a strength about him. And he's so happy to see you. He grabs your head, he pulls back from you, grabs you on both cheeks and looks at you like you're 12 years old again. And he kind of turns your head left and right to kind of check out. And it looks like it's been a little rough out there, son.
Yes, sir. It has. We have a lot to catch up on, don't we, Pops?
Yeah, Joe, yeah, find some room at the bar. And he kind of pushes you away in a loving way. And he comes up to you, Declan. And he looks you up and down. He's like, God damn. And he kind of does the boxing move with you that he always likes to do. Like he's pretending he's going to fight you. And then he kind of just slaps you on the shoulder and he goes, God, you look good, Declan.
Hey, Pop. It's good to see you.
So good to see you. Are we ever going to see you back at school?
Hard to say. You're calling it a red shirt right now.
21 now, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. And your two friends, and he looks at Elias.
If I may, as soon
course.
as we walk through and into the place, I think Elias kind of splits off.
Okay.
Like sidles along the wall, the booths there, just kind of sizing the place up.
Beautiful. So
maybe
he
make
doesn't
over the
recognize
jukebox
you.
or
Yeah,
a pinball machine or something, but
I'm great. That's great. So he doesn't recognize you, but he looks at Adriel. And for those of you watching, Adriel obviously died and has come back, but he's not come back in the body that he was in before. So Tom looks at you, Adriel, and he goes, and your friend too. Everybody come up to the bar. And he goes, Sue, Dave, make some room. And people kind of part ways to allow the three of you to belly up to the bar. And he works his way behind.
What we're going to tap tonight, Pop?
On tap, he puts 2 shot glasses in front of you.
Oh, it's like that.
He pulls out some Jack Daniels, pours some for him, pours some for you, and he goes, to our first drink. And boom, takes a shot, turns it upside down, slams it on the bar.
Are those lemon pepper wings fried hard, I smell?
I consider it done. You want the ghost pepper?
Whew. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
I brought it up from North Carolina. Van, what you drinking?
3 Wiseman.
Sold. And he points at you, Adriel. I haven't introduced myself. Tom Condi. He puts his hand out to shake.
I am Adriel.
Good to meet you. Good. He's like wants to wrap it up with you really fast. He's getting a vibe. So all right, 3 Wiseman. What you drinking, sir?
Just water, please.
Just water. Declan.
3 Wiseman for me too.
All right.
Go with Unks drinking.
And he goes back to make the drinks. I think I want Elias to do this because I feel like you're scouting.
Oh, it definitely. He got the vibe that something wasn't quite the same as people expected it to be as we're driving through town. That the place wasn't how, like, he may not know the details, but he knows like the general feeling that was in at least Van's head, which he was kind of following, is
Right.
Things are a little off. Something's weird.
I think we need to read a bad situation. Are you up for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do you have another idea?
Premonitions move.
Oh, let's do your premonitions move.
Or no, I'm sorry, not premonitions. Telekinesis. Yeah, so telepathy. So yes, I can read a bad situation by reading people's minds.
Who are we tapping into?
I
Or
think
we're trying to read the room.
I think it's the room, right? Like he's gonna make his way around. He's kind of like wander through his smile at people, but as he goes, he's kind of taking the pulse. He's doing a little straw poll.
Very cool.
But yeah, it is ultimately a read It's either read a bad situation or investigate a mystery, whichever you say is more relevant.
I feel like read a bad situation.
Okay.
Might feel good here. And
Cool.
to be clear to all of you guys, like the place is rocking. Everybody's having a great time, laughs and drinks, and people are yelling, time another round. Sound, there's the only thing louder than the jukebox is the laughter.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
let's do it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh,
That'll work.
On a 10 plus hold 3. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So take a look at our list here.
Yeah, so I think the very first thing he wants to know is, are there any dangers here we haven't noticed or that I haven't noticed? And again, this is all still just keying into, like, it seems like if he didn't know any better, like, seems like a happy place. This is great. Why would I be worried? But because it's unexpected, it's pinging for him.
You can't get a sense of where this is coming from, but you got a sense that there's at least a quarter or maybe a fifth of the people in this bar. They're hiding it, but they are not happy to see Van and Declan.
But I don't get a strong sense of exactly which ones. Just I know
No.
it's there and it's not insubstantial.
Yeah.
Unsubstantial.
Yeah, but despite what everybody sees, everybody's cheering. People are coming up to Van and Declan. How have you been? People they went to school with, so on and so forth. But you can tell that there are people in this bar and a significant amount of people in this bar that are hiding the fact that it's not good that they're here.
Okay. I think if you don't mind, I'll continue to kind of wander around and hold those for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Craig, the question as we enter, obviously this is something out of the ordinary for us to see this bar with this many people, and do we notice anything visibly as we walk in of like a change of demeanor on some of it, or is it all we're good focused up to the bar?
So help me out a little bit, Van. Give me kind of a sense of how you're doing that, right? So in the same way Elias kind of, was walking around, kind of getting the vibe. Can you give me an idea of what you're doing?
I think it's just scanning the room,
Okay.
going, what the hell's this? Isn't what I left. This is a different vibe than what was of the past, and we already know something's up with Sam coming in. So I imagine Van's going to be on high alert, going, "What the hell is going on?" And so he's going to have his feelers out. He's going to be looking at people's expressions and demeanors change as they notice that the Remingtons are in town, looking for those reactions to say, "Okay, who knows us? Who doesn't?"
Yep.
And I don't know how that fits into some of these actions or whatnot, but that's kind of where I'm going.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a move. So I think for you and for Declan, you don't notice what we now know Elias did, right? You don't get a sense of that at all. And yes, not everybody's coming up and patting you on the back and, hugging you and lifting you off your feet. And, your old fourth grade teacher came up and gave you a kiss on the cheek, but there's other people that aren't doing that, aren't even waving because they don't know you. I think if you're going to want to get a better sense of why this feels different, why is the bar packed, why is everybody so happy, I think you're probably going to have to talk to somebody because you're not getting the vibe. How about Adriel and Declan? What are you guys doing?
So I think that at first, Declan, because he's a little bit younger, it's going to be like swept up in kind of that hometown hero feeling, and seeing him pop up again for the first time since he was like cleaning the floors because he was too young to drink with anybody.
Yeah.
And he was enjoying his food, like the wings he loves, but eventually he's going to at the very least, he is going to notice Van feeling kind of shifty. And at the same time, he's also in his own head a little bit, because despite all the merriment and the good feelings, he's still remembering what happened at the gas station and kind of this bombshell that got dropped on him. So I'm kind of like trying to be in the moment, but it's clear that there's something, like, it's all over my face, like something is bothering me.
So and it sounds to me like Declan's being hyper aware, losing yourself at times, right? Getting caught up in conversations and stuff, but being hyper aware of Van, hyper aware of Pops. These are people that you care deeply for. I think you notice on the other side of the bar, somebody you haven't seen in a long time. What was the name of the quarterback on the high school team that you played with?
Jarrett.
So you see Jarrett, and you guys were close. Things got a little strained because you got a scholarship. He didn't. You left town as kind of the sports hero of Gloucester, Massachusetts, going off to a big school to play football. He didn't. So things have been a little strained, and you lock eyes with him and you have that moment. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you. You see somebody from your past and you're not quite sure whether we should acknowledge each other or not. So he kind of kind of gives you kind of a half wave.
I kind of look him up and down and just kind of give him the nod, just like the quick one, because I know where it was left. Like, Declan got the scholarship, went off to school, and while there was resentment there, people were still, including Jarrett, were still like happy that one of us made it. So seeing him react like this, gonna nod, but like it feels weird. And I'm kind of gonna linger on that eye contact a little bit to kind of read why he's being so like clearly standoffish.
And as you're kind of checking him out, Pops comes up and puts another shot of Jack in front of you. He says, I guess he's still calling the plays. This is on Jarrett. And once he walks away, Jarrett kind of gives you kind of a tip again.
And I'll kind of pick up a glass. Here's to you. And I'll throw the motherfucker back and slam another one on the ground, on the bar. At that point, I'll kind of relax a little bit.
Adriel, a stranger who's not a stranger. You see a lot of familiar faces, people that you grew up with, grew up around, but nobody knows who you are.
With the Sam sighting and how Adriel died and the manifestation of Halfus, he's actually just, since we've came to town, he's just hyper aware, scanning, looking for any signs of
something being off.
Yeah, you know, kind of like you know, strange things, people acting weird, people looking weird, you know, things of that nature.
What is it like, Adriel, to be a stranger around friends? To come home, but nobody knows you did?
Adriel doesn't really notice. There are certain emotions that he doesn't possess anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He is Adriel, but he was brought back for a purpose. So things that can have him deviate from that purpose emotional wise really aren't there.
So let's investigate a mystery here. I think that's what you're doing.
Alrighty.
So that's going to be roll plus sharp. What's your sharp?
It is. I'm very sharp. It is 0.
Okay. But not
So
dull.
sharp. Yes.
Let's give it a roll.
I'm sharp-ish. Oh, submit. There we go.
Oh boy, all these good rolls. So take a look at your list. On a 10 plus, you can hold 2. And remember, just like Elias did, you don't have to use both of them or either of them right now. But as long as you're in the bar going through this process, you could use any of those holds, or we could use them both right now.
Yeah, I'm going to hold 1, but I'd like to use 1.
Great.
The one I want to use is what is being concealed here.
So, Adriel, as you're looking around, this is a freebie, because I think you would, even without a roll, in enough time would sense this. Van describing the fact that Pop said he saw Sam. You can tell there's been something here. You can't tell what it is, but it validates what Tom said, right? So something's been here. That's not the hold, though. What's odd is you notice one person and go, and then another and another. And over maybe 20 minutes, you probably pick up on over 10 people. And they're not trying to actively hide it, but it is hidden because they all are wearing long sleeve shirts. But, they reach for a drink or they raise their hand to get another drink. And there's people in the bar that have like a brand on the inside of their wrist of a flame, which reflects some of these little wooden signs that you saw posted as you guys were driving in.
And roughly how many people did you say I kind of noticed?
You've picked up about 8 or 10 of them. But you've not looked, you've not gone around and pulled up everybody's sleeve, right? So you'll keep that other hold.
Yeah, I'll keep the other hold. I'm going to go to Van. And the next time Pop comes back, I'm going to take a notice. Is he long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt?
No, he's got it rolled up. He's got his bar towel. You do not see the brand on Tom.
Van.
Yeah.
You know those strange flame symbols we've seen coming in?
Yeah.
I've noticed at least 8 to 10 people seem to. Funny thing, it's not a tattoo, it's a brand on their wrist or forearms.
Here in the bar?
Yes.
I think we need to talk to Pops away from this this crowd then. I don't need these people hearing our conversation.
Adriel thinks back and digs deep to bring up the remembrance of his death.
Okay.
He wants to specifically focus on people's wrists and arms. Did he see that symbol?
You have never seen this symbol before. Now you've seen tattoos with fire and stuff like that, but this is a very specific design. And snow. You have never encountered this before.
I don't know if you want to reach out, but and kind of out of character, joking, your girlfriend might be able to maybe find some information on this symbol.
Van's got his three wise men, looks at you. I'll be right back. Steps outside for a quick phone call. Calling Bingo?
Yeah. It barely has a full ring. Picks up. Hey, babe.
What's up, girl?
Someone hasn't been calling. That's what's up.
Bingo, you know my history with my best friend and Pops. Well, I got a upsetting call from Pops, and we hightailed it straight over. So I apologize. I haven't gotten anything in the mail or nothing to you, but
Baby.
oh, yeah.
No, I don't. No. It's okay. It's okay. I was just giving you a bit of a hard time. Are you back home?
Yeah. Pops claimed he saw Sammy, spoke with him, and was trying to get me back to the bar. And
wait. Hold on a second, honey. You're saying that the old man there, your friend's dad, says he saw his son?
Yeah.
And the son said that you need to come home?
Yes, I have the same suspicions you do.
Sounds like a trap, baby.
But if Pops is in danger, it's worth the risk.
Oh, I know, sweetie, but I can't protect you.
Well, I need a favor. We got into town. I'm still gathering information, but I need help. There's a symbol that is everywhere in this town. It's
Baby, take a picture of it. Text it to me. You just now. I know you've been having trouble sending pictures via text, but I bet it works this time.
Point taken, Bingo. I'll snap a picture right now. Send it to you. Please let me know as soon as you find anything out. I'm in dire need of knowing more about this this symbol and anything here. There's a lot of weird stuff happening here in Gloucester, Mass, that I'm a little concerned about. I'll feed you information as I get it. We just got into town, though.
So you can hear her opening an energy drink, and she says, I got you, baby. Give me 30 minutes. I'll come back and tell you everything you need to know.
Appreciate it.
I'll text you, sweetie.
All right.
Hey, before you close your phone,
Yeah.
you got any other pictures that are kind of stuck in there?
I'll send you 2 photos. One of the logo I'm seeing. And I'll take something for you.
Thank you, baby.
I give the most generic MySpace duckbill selfie I can think of. Quick, with the bar in the back, and then a picture of the logo or the symbol.
So you specifically get greater less than 3, little heart symbols on the picture of you, and you head back in the bar.
Head back in, yeah. I head back in.
And you 4 let me know as time passes, right?
So I think Elias makes his way over to like the old jukebox against the wall.
Mhm.
And when I say old, I mean like probably from the 90s. It's got a bunch of CDs in it or something.
Ancient.
Yeah, from the 1900s. I guess so. We're set in the 2006, right?
The early aughts. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe not that old, but it hasn't been updated.
Yeah.
It's not one of those fancy digital ones yet. And he's kind of making us look like he's like looking at the variety of things in there, but what he's really doing is looking in the reflection in the glass at everyone in the place, and trying to get a read on who's most vulnerable to me.
Oh, that's a good freaking question, isn't it? Who's most vulnerable to Elias? In some ways, all of them are, right? But You are sensing sparks. You're sensing, not to the degree you are harboring a supernatural entity. It's not anything like that. But there are people that are touched in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
And you can concentrate and ID them if you want to. And you can stay with that as a go forward. But you can tell that you are not the only one in this place that's harboring something.
It's getting power from something.
Harboring a power.
So can I maybe, as I'm like, I don't think I'm spending a lot of effort to like locate each one, but maybe I can find one where there's like two people together, but only one of them has it.
Got it.
Like where it's like a spouse that isn't touched yet.
Yeah, like at a hot top table, maybe by the front window, kind of tucked away a little bit.
A significant other or spouse, something like that, where it would be like that would be my end.
Okay. Let's have the woman. So the woman there, young couple, early 20s, relatively new relationship, maybe second, third date. It's really hard to tell. They're super lovey-dovey, very touchy. So they haven't been married for 10 years. And you can identify she has something he does not.
She has it, he doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go up to her and I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna walk straight up to her. I think I'm gonna be like kind of wandering around, and then I'm gonna kind of turn around and like tug on her, pant leg or or whatever. And then when she looks at me, I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were my auntie. I got mixed up in here."
Oh, sweetie, it's fine. It's fine. Are your parents here, honey? And she's kind of like scanning around.
Yeah, I went and I played to the pinball game and put some songs on the jukebox, and then I don't remember where they were sitting. I'm sorry. I thought you were her.
What, do you need me to help you find them?
Yeah, that would be great. Can you help me? My uncles are here too.
Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, of course. Who's your uncle?
My uncle's name is Van. And I describe him like I describe Van.
Well, you don't have to, because she immediately looks at him at the bar.
Okay.
She goes, "Oh."
Because I'm imagining this is a situation where I'm also short and can't see over everyone.
Sure,
So
sure. She says, and she's at a high top, right? So,
yeah.
So you're coming up to like her knees, but that's because she's sitting at a high top, right?
Sure. But
And
I'm playing
you
that
say,
as my advantage. Like I can't.
yes, exactly.
This person's crowded. I don't know where they went.
She goes, "Oh, are you a Remington?"
Not technically. He's like a third uncle, twice from. I don't remember. It's distant.
She puts her hand out. She goes, "Come on, honey. Let's take you to your uncle."
Okay. I want to manipulate her.
How?
Mentally.
Okay.
When she takes my hand, or when I take her hand, I want to reach in and I want to find out what all she knows about the Remingtons. She knows my last name. How? I want her to tell me what she knows. So, and I may even ask it aloud while I'm asking it telepathically.
Okay. All right, let's do it. All right, I'm up for that. Especially if you say it out loud. Especially if you ask her out loud. I'm up for that.
And it'll probably be like, "Oh, thanks, lady. I'm sorry. What was your name? And how do you know my uncle?"
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh.
Fuego. At a -1.
Yeah.
All right. So on a 10 plus, they'll do it for the reason you gave them. If you ask too much, they will tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. All right. So you want to know how she knows your uncle.
Yeah, all I'm asking her to do is spill her guts.
Yeah,
Just
she's about.
nothing more than that.
Hopefully not literally. I have to ask that with you.
No, not literally.
Okay. she says, "I'm Betsy," and she's like eight years younger than Van, right?
So she's barely older than like Declan.
She's around Declan's age, a little bit older than Declan, but not by much. And she goes, "Oh, sweetie, everybody knows the Remingtons. They've been in this, living here for a long time, and things happened a while back, and Van and I don't know. I assume that you know Declan as well." And she kind of points at Declan up at the bar. Two of them are kind of celebrities around here. And she takes your hand.
Because of the football, then. Right.
Yeah, honey.
Right.
Yeah, because of the football. She takes. What's that?
Is she lying to cover something?
She's not telling you everything.
Yeah.
But I need you to make a move as she takes your hand.
Sure.
So this is a new custom move called Touched by the Faithful.
Awesome.
So when a follower of the cleansing flame touches you and whispers a prayer, roll plus weird. And she says to you, "I'll take care of you, hon."
Okay. That's the prayer. To take care of me.
What's
All
your
right.
cheat code? Oh, shit.
All right. On a
She
10
goes,
plus,
weird.
on a 10 plus, you see through their eyes. You see something she doesn't even see.
Like
You
in the here
see
now, or like in her memory, mind's eye.
you for like we're talking like energy here, right? So she touches you and you can tell she's trying to affect you. So she's consciously trying to affect you. You immediately recognize that, see through it, and you can tell that she thinks she's doing a good thing, but she's not.
In what? Like, do I know what the good thing? Like, in what?
We're
respect?
headed that way. So you immediately take one harm.
Okay.
And
I still think it tickles him at some level. He thinks she can do something to me.
And I need to know what you just learned about one of your past failures. So if she touched you and hurt you,
I learned something.
You learned something about one of your past failures.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible?
It doesn't have to be the capital F failure either.
Sure. Is it possible to come back to me, or would that throw off the rhythm?
Yeah, no, we'll come back to you. But the key thing getting the 10 plus is that you recognize that her intentions are good, but she's not doing a good thing. Does that make sense?
Right. She's being tricked.
No. She's not being tricked.
Well,
she believes
she thinks it's good. But
she believes it's good.
Yeah.
Right. It's coming from a place where she thinks by holding your hand and whispering to you that she's helping you. You are seeing
the good thing. Showing, okay, I got it now.
You recognize immediately she's not doing a good thing.
When every time she does this, it's not for the good of anyone.
Correct.
Well, at least of the person she's
and she is forced you to recognize a past failure and essentially impose guilt upon you.
Okay. Guilt is my thing. So I'll just go for it.
That's great.
I think there was a person kind of immediately following the disaster that led to me being found at the orphanage or whatever it was, whether it was the home. And before the family came in to find me, right? Because it was like immediately, like within a week or something. And I think it was another like foster parent type person who was trying to help me. And I think I was so still out of control for these powers.
Yeah.
And I think I was encouraged to basically do what this woman's doing to me, which is kind of the irony of this, right? Which is to find the guilt and find the secrets in this person's mind. And I think I broke her and sent her to an asylum. Maybe not instantly, but she's there now at this, like by now. And it's because of the meddling that I didn't know really what I was doing or how to control it at all at that point. I was kind of following orders, but I also knew what I was doing.
So two things very quickly, because you had a great role here. One, you did not know what had happened to her, but now you do.
Okay.
And you believe it, right? And two, you are feeling guilty about it, but you can tell it's not coming from you. That what she is doing is pulling guilt from you, even though you're honestly feeling it.
Could it be both?
Oh, it definitely is both.
Okay.
All right, I got to cut back on Declan.
Yeah, please.
So I think Declan would have, because they had to basically part the seas to get us up at the bar at all, but I was right next to Van when this whole situation happened. If I didn't hear what Adriel said, I at least saw Van very suddenly get up and leave, and now he is back in this moment. So I will turn to Van. Hey, you good? What happened?
I look around. Are we at least private enough to where people can't hear? Or
people are having side conversations. The place is loud. It's very easy for the three of you to talk, at a whisper that only the three of you can hear each other. You might get interrupted by pops every once in a while. But yeah, no, if you guys are consciously trying not to be heard, that's very doable.
Okay. I tried not to be heard and let Declan know. Adriel noticed that there's a brand of that symbol that we saw coming into town on 8 to 10 patrons here in the bar. Something's awry. We need to get Pops separated from here so we can have a conversation.
Yeah, no shit. There haven't been 8 to 10 people at this bar at the same time ever.
Yeah,
and
there's
8 to 10
something
of them. So out of character, do I recognize the symbol? Does it mean anything to me specifically as a member of the Amber Fold? It does not mean anything to me.
No. It's interesting. It's a flame, right? But no, you've never seen any symbol like that associated with the sect or as part of your learnings. No.
And I'll mention as well that I stepped out to call Bingo. She's looking up anything she can on Snap. I took a picture of it, sent it to her. She's looking it up now. Hopefully I'll get something back with her research.
Okay, cool. At that point, I'm going to kind of cut around Van to get another look at Jarrett after the finding out about the brand and the long sleeves. Is Jarrett in long sleeves, or is he?
He is. He is, and you see him reach for his beer and take a sip, and you don't see the whole thing, but you can see there's a brand on the inside of his right forearm. And to be clear to everybody, nobody's trying to hide this actively. Like they're not like pulling their sleeve up and things like this, but they all are they're all covered, right? And you're getting peeks of it.
Is it kind of like a happenstance cover, or are they like they're wearing almost, is what they're wearing uniform? Not necessarily a uniform, but uniform. Okay.
It's like catching a glimpse of somebody's tattoo sleeve under their
100%. 100%.
So can I bust in now with Betsy?
Sure. Oh, go ahead, Adriel.
So Adriel wants to go out. So Adriel gets up and he leaves, and he goes to the RV. He's thinking to himself, this probably isn't going to be anything, but he concentrates on Sam. and he sees if he can transport himself to him.
Interesting. So we're going to try to use the wings to get to Sam. You focus, Adriel. If you were looking for Van to transport via your wings to Van, what would you see? How does that work, right? You close your eyes, you concentrate. We know that these wings enfold you and maybe somebody else. How do you identify the target, or do you just go? Can you give me a sense of what this looks like?
Yeah. I want to say it's actually, funny enough, if you want to say it's like Professor X using Cerberus
Mm-hmm.
or Cerebro. I guess maybe I imagine it like that, like people that I know I can search out and find, or places that I'm familiar with. It's kind of that thing where the world pops up and
And it happens just like
it's
that, right?
Exactly.
You somehow in your mind have time to look over all of it, but it's an instantaneous thing. There's no Sam. There's no Sam.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I figured I'd give it a try.
Betsy's
with
trying
that-
to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry,
I was
Adriel.
gonna say, with that, I'll go back into the bar.
Okay. Betsy's gotten off her high top. She says, "Bruce, I'll be right back." And she looks at you, Elias, and she goes, "Are you okay, sweetie?"
He just gives her this big, like, childish smile, like, "Yeah, I'm great. I was just gonna ask for some more quarters when I find them."
Okay. And she's going to try to kind of excuse me, and she's holding your hand.
Yeah,
And
as
this
soon as we
is
get
not an
close
ongoing
enough-
effect.
What is it? The memory thing?
Right.
It was like a one time as when I touched her, and now it's
It
done.
was a flash. Yeah.
So as soon as we get like close to Van, Elias wants to be the one to announce her presence. He's gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna be like, oh, there he is, Uncle Van. I met a friend of yours, Betsy. I couldn't see you in the crowd, and she told me that she could lead me to you. So, can I have some more quarters?
Van kind of looks and realizes what's going on. Takes a second. Yeah, I look for. Oh no, it's 2006. We got coins. Here's change.
Yeah, we carry cash.
Yeah.
And Declan and Van, you've never seen this woman before.
Okay. I was gonna ask if she's closer to Declan's age. Is this somebody Declan knows from school, or this is just like a complete stranger?
Mm-hmm. Which she could have lived here all her life and been a complete stranger, right? It's not that small of a town. But
Yeah.
neither of you have ever met Betsy before.
Oh, and I did want to also throw in just a little line about like, I ran into her. I thought it was Auntie Bingo, but I don't know where she's off to.
I think that
Auntie
for
Bingo,
all of
thanks.
us,
Mhm.
but I think that like Auntie Bingo is like the code phrase for like something weird's going on, because none of us have ever fucking met Bingo.
Right.
This is like,
Yeah.
it's like the only other woman's name he could think of on top of his head. So he's just like,
And he's talking like a child, way more than he normally does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even in mixed company, like he's playing the 10-year-old right now.
Playing the role. Yeah.
So I'd say, Betsy, thank you for getting young buck over here to us. I appreciate it. Being very clear, I'm not saying names because I don't know what name he used. I'm going to observe. I'm going to look to see if she has this brand on her person. Is she in long sleeve? Is she?
Maybe like bracelets or something covered.
Yeah. And I think she kind of hands off Elias, or lets go of Elias, right? Not really a handoff necessarily. And she's being a little awkward, but not in a like, this is awkward, right? Like, I found your kid. I don't know you. And she goes, we've never met. I mean, of course I know who you guys are. But we've never, my name's Betsy. But yeah, he seems like a real nice kid. She's got the mark. I'm just going to go back, and sit with my date. Real nice to finally meet you guys.
Yeah, you as well. I got to ask you one thing, because as she's doing this, I imagine I can see something.
Mm-hmm.
What? I got to ask, is that a tattoo? Because it's interesting. Can I ask you about your mark?
Oh, she goes, oh, it's nothing. And she now covers it for the first time to you. Hasn't tried to cover it with anybody else, but with you, she does.
And as this whole thing is happening, I will say, I'll kind of spin around on my stool. I'll say, thank you. And then I'll look to Elias and be like, well, Auntie Bingo's in the restroom, buddy. I think she's coming back. And I'll say, like, I'm trying to remember where the restroom is, but I'll use that moment to, like, actually scan the room for the first time. And almost like see if I can trace back to, like, where she was. So to come back to the date. So looking for, like, a table that has a spot missing in it, and, like, just looking around and kind of taking a lay of the land, because at this point it's finally dawning on Declan several drinks in that shit's a little weird. Like, there's a lot of people here, there's this mark, and it's fire, which immediately catches Declan's interest, even though he's not familiar with the mark.
Yep, no question. So this is definitely a read a bad situation.
All right, read a bad situation. Let me do that.
This will be plus sharp.
Do you mind if I use my last hold before he uses any of his?
No,
hold?
by all means. What's your last hold?
My last hold that I want to use is. Sorry, I gotta look at the list again. It's the one about what's the best way to protect the victims?
Best way to protect the victims. I'm gonna answer it a certain way, and Elias, you tell me if you feel unfulfilled, that you have not gotten value from your hold. Okay. The only potential victims in this place are your brothers.
Not even the unbranded.
Not even the unbranded.
Good.
And
if you stop there, that's enough for me. But if you
I'll give you just a little bit more, which is and this is obvious, right? You don't think you want your brothers touching these people, or these people
I
touching
think I
your
already
brothers.
knew that. Like, I felt the emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Like I said, it tickled a little, but for them, I think it might be worse.
All right, so Declan, you don't get 85 on the list like your younger brother did. On a 7 to 9, you can hold 1. So looking at the list, what's my best way in, best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What are the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
I think contextually what makes the most sense in seeing the flame, the mark, I think what's most vulnerable to me, specifically in the context of being a member of the Emberfold and knowing that knowing what I know about what's in Gloucester, that's going to be my question.
And this is easy, I think, because you very quickly realize that there is some sort of organization, right? These people are tied together. This is a symbol of membership. And I'll go as far as saying, especially because of your relationship with the sect, this is religious. And you can tell instinctively by scanning the room, identifying some of these people, the way Betsy's acting, you just pure instinct as an Emberfold know that they're most vulnerable to you if you have and know the leader, and the leader's not here. So I want you to imagine you're seeing parishioners and no priest. And their vulnerability is very much centered at the head of the snake. Does that help?
Does. At that point, I will. Is Betsy still within earshot at this point, or is she kind of?
She's kind of pulling away, but she could be within earshot.
Well, I was trying to figure out what I was going to say based on whether or not she could hear. So I will, at that point, kind of turn back around, and I will look at Van while my back is turned, but be talking to Elias.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, "All right, buddy, one more round of pinball, then we got to go."
I agree. That's definitely under his breath so that no one else hears it.
Right.
I agree.
And Van, your phone vibrates.
I take it immediately.
No, it's not ringing. It's a text.
Oh, I open it immediately. Sorry.
All caps. Call me. Let's take a 10-minute break. So in the chat, Nate goes, "Are you just going to leave her on read or red?"
It is 2006. Red receipts are not a thing. Yes.
Right.
Red receipts should not exist for 10 years.
Do you have a BlackBerry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still wish I had a BlackBerry. I love those things. Anyway.
So you get the text, Van. Declan's made it very clear signals like we need to GTFO. Elias seems on board with that as well. Adriel's coming. He was gone. He drops the bomb, walks out of the place, comes back in.
I try to lock eyes with Pops and point to the back room, the back exit.
Sure. Yeah. He's got like the extra cases and stuff right behind the bar in the back of the bar.
Yeah. So I kind of signaled to the group. Let's move. Let's go talk to Pops and start making our way to the back.
As they're moving through, the only thing Elias is going to do is he's going to be very aware of anyone trying to like grab them, touch them, brush up against them. Yep. He'll take the brunt if he can.
Elias is on watch. So Van, you come in, he kind of meets you where the bar opens, right? Where you can lift the bar up and cross from front of the bar to back of the bar. He goes, what's going on, Van? And he's kind of scrubbing up here. He goes, real busy. We can definitely, I definitely want to catch up. I just don't know if we can do it tonight.
I need 2 minutes of your time, Pops. This is important. Please, can we step out back?
He kind of looks around and let's go into the keg room. There's only gonna be room for you, Van. So Declan and Adriel have to stay.
I'll watch the bar for you, Pop.
I love that idea. He goes, Declan, watch the bar. You come. I love that idea.
You got to pop up. I'll start.
All right.
Just pick right up where he was. Like he has a glass and he tosses it and I'll like catch it in midair and come back.
Love it. So he goes back to the keg room. He's kind of cleaning his hands on the bar towel, and he goes, "It's so good to see you, Van."
It's great to see you. I need to know more about what you saw, and I have some concerns about what's going on in your bar right now. But I need to know what happened when you saw Sammy.
I shouldn't have just called you right after it happened, Van, and I feel bad. And hey, if it's what got you here, and I got to see you, and I got to see Declan, it's worth it. I had to have imagined it. And you can just see embarrassment. He goes, I've been drinking a lot. More than I normally do, and I've been sitting at the bar for probably a good hour by myself, and I think I probably was just really buzzed, Van, and I don't know, there's times where I talk to him, especially when I'm at the bar. But yeah, I just he walked in and just told me that he's home and to call you. Maybe it's, and I feel terrible, Van, because now I realize that it seems like I'm putting pressure on you to take over the bar and that I've tricked you to try to come home. I feel terrible.
You don't have to feel terrible, Pop. My number one concern is your safety.
I'm fine. I'm fine, Van, and I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't good seeing him the way I saw him. Even though I know in my heart it's not real, it can't be real. I felt a lot better since then, and then you and Declan are home, so it's maybe things work out for a reason. And again, no pressure on the bar. It's just I want you to know it's yours when you're ready.
I appreciate it, Pops. I gotta ask. There's this symbol, not only on signs throughout town, but branded on a certain
The
individual.
cleansing flame.
What's that about? Do you know much about that?
Yeah. So do you remember Reverend Vale? So you do.
Yeah.
Protestant lay priest, local Episcopalian church, or that's just outside of town. Miriam Vale's her name. Older lady, beloved, even though there wasn't a huge Episcopalian presence here in Gloucester, mostly Catholics and Protestants. She, I don't know, I think she must have started this thing up maybe 6 years ago, I guess. I don't know much about it. She's picked up a good following. She converted the church. Some mumbo jumbo talking about innocent people and protecting innocents, and I don't get in the middle of it. They, again, it's brought new people to town. There's a lot of people that were, part of her congregation that converted, and other people that have converted. So we've got, and they're harmless. They're kind of like, what do they call those people with the watchtower? The Jehovah's Witness, right? They go from door to door. And I don't know, that's never been my thing, man. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but he kind of touches his arm where there's nothing. He goes, the one thing that I think is kind of messed up is they brand themselves. So I don't know if it's like some sort of Scientology theta something or whatever, but not all of them have the brand, but some of them do, which I think is like a little cultish, you know what I'm saying? But
oh yeah,
the other religion believes that, a virgin had a baby and the baby died and came back. So I don't know. No judgment on me,
I hear you, Pop. You've got quite a crowd here. How long have you been running at this capacity? This is busy.
Man, I gotta tell you, really, I want to say really in the last year. And I don't know if it was chicken or egg, but you remember that sports bar over on the east side there that was always super busy? They had all the big screen TVs and everything. They closed. And a lot of them started coming here because I got a couple TVs up and stuff, real busy during games and stuff. Business has been good. Yeah, so I guess 5-6 months now.
Okay.
But I'm okay, Van. I'm okay. And the old man hasn't lost his mind. I think I just drank too much, and I miss my kid, Van.
I hear you. There's not a day that goes by I don't miss Sammy.
He goes in for a hug and doesn't wait for you to give him permission.
Yeah, I lean into it just as hard.
And he whispers in your ear, Van, I need you to stay safe. I can't lose 2 sons.
You have my word. I'll do everything in my power to stay safe and
As he kind of pulls away from the hug after you say that, Van, he says, because I'm hearing stories about what you and Declan have been up to. And I don't know what's true or not true, but all of it sounds real dangerous.
Yeah, I've been reconsidering some life choices as of late, and I really love it here, Pop. We'll chat more when we have more time. I promise you that. We'll catch up a little bit more, and we'll dig into this a little bit further.
And Van, The most dangerous thing at this bar is that goddamn possum that's out by the dumpster.
All right. You want me to take care of it, Pop?
He laughs, kind of hits you on the shoulder, and he goes, "Yeah, if you could."
All right. Love you, Pop. Give him another hug and start walking my way out.
Declan, what do we when Van walks out? What does he find behind the bar? Where does he see Declan?
As Van and ultimately Pop behind him come out, Declan's got like 3 drinks in each hand. He's got like a beer in his forearm. He's like trying to get everything out. He's like trying to grab food orders, and he just turns and goes, "Hey, Pop, I might have fucked up." Somebody say something about a big ass possum.
Yeah. No, and he's like,
And I'm just like,
here, just
like
put him down.
like the Ed Sullivan show, like trying to get everybody's orders.
Put him down, Declan. Get on the other side. We're okay. And Adriel, you've had a little bit of time, right? So Declan has been bartending. Van's been behind the bar. Same with you, Elias. Can either of you give me a sense of how you spent maybe the last 2 or 3 minutes? And it could be just hanging out and checking things out. I know Elias has been trying to keep his head on a swivel to see if there's any dangers.
Watching for anybody making any kind of sudden moves.
And I gotta tell you,
plan for when they leave, but we can do that when we leave.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, Elias, like you are heightened, right? You're peaked here, especially after the touch.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe to your surprise, nothing. Right? Like nobody's looking at the Remingtons funny. Nobody's making moves on the Remingtons. And kind of like everybody has said, it's great to see yous, or kind of done, and everybody's kind of gone back to their business.
Is there still that general feeling from before that like some people weren't particularly happy to see them?
Oh, no question.
Okay.
No question.
But it's not overt. It's not, nobody's acting. Okay.
Right. To the point that the lack of it is weird. How about you, Adriel?
So if I can, I want to try to single somebody that's by themselves that has that mark. If not, then a couple people.
Why don't we have 2 guys, maybe in their late 20s, early 30s? The way they're dressed, look like they may be work at the docks. And you see, one of them say to the other, kind of, you can't hear them, but you see them talking to each other, and the guy goes, "Yeah," and he pulls out a pack of cigarettes, and they kind of work their way outside. So it looks like they might be stepping outside either to leave or to catch a smoke, but you catch the flame on both of them.
I want somebody that's going to stay here. I don't want to follow anybody out.
Okay.
I'm looking to try to create more of a social interaction.
Okay. There's a third one who obviously doesn't smoke, and he's by himself now.
What is he drinking?
Like a Miller Lite, some cheap domestic.
I look at Declan before he walks around. Can you have me a Miller Lite, please?
Sure thing, boss. And after I get everything out of my hands, I'll make sure to get Adriel that Miller Lite, because I know that he's obviously not drinking it. So I'm like also kind of tracking him as I'm getting from behind the bar.
And God bless you, Declan. It's this much beer and this much head. So you hand the beer to Adriel.
I'm gonna walk over to the table, and I'm gonna be like, "Sorry to interrupt," and I put the beer down. This is for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I had a question for you. So, I figured, buy you a drink at least. I've been noticing the symbol, like you have there.
And he pulls his sleeve up and he shows it to you.
Yeah, that's I find that
Direct
really
opposite of what Betsy did with Van.
right. What's going on with that? I've seen it some around town too, I believe.
Oh, sit down.
I sit down.
Goes. So I I don't know if you're religious.
Not really.
So my church is the Church of the Cleansing Flame. And
Ooh,
we,
I like that name.
yeah, we after, we go through different trials, reading texts, memorizing stuff and things like that. We can volunteer to be a brand. It's not required. I'm not going to bullshit you. It kind of hurts a little bit. But yeah, it's just a church thing. Is there a reason that you're not spiritual?
I just haven't found the right thing. There's a lot of it just seems funny that there's so many different religions out there, and they all claim to be the one religion. I just really haven't found something, but I've been looking for something.
And if I get too personal, sir, and he's being reverential to you because you're at least 10 years older than him, right? If you don't, and sir, if I get too personal, just tell me. I don't want to offend you or nothing, but like, do you believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of experiences that may have opened that idea up to me.
So I believe in heaven and hell. And
how do you view heaven and hell?
well, kind of a little bit different than probably what you've seen before and heard talked about before. As somebody of the ash, as somebody who believes, a member of the cleansing flame, we believe there has been, since the beginning of time, an eternal battle between heaven and hell. And, those that are followers of hell and, demons and such and things like that, they feel they're righteous. They feel like they're doing the right thing, and then you go talk to some, super religious person, doesn't matter if they're Catholic or Protestant or Muslim or whatever they are. They, of course, think they're doing the right thing. But do you study history?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you know how many people have died because of religion? Because of this battle between heaven and hell?
Well, I mean, just in the Crusades alone.
Yeah, right? And so we feel like they're both wrong. And we feel like nobody's protecting the innocents, the victims.
Right, like maybe if you guys were around, I forget how many years ago, but I believe there was 2 boys killed, and it was like a cult.
Exactly. That's a perfect fact. It's crazy you say that because the prophet mentions that event all the time. That's a perfect example. You get 2 innocent people caught between some battle between heaven and hell, and the battle still rages, but everybody forgot about those 2, didn't they? They were just victims, innocent victims. And as somebody of the ash, we feel like, someone should be protecting the victims and protecting the innocents from that battle.
I'm sorry, did you say prophecy or prophet?
The prophet.
Oh,
Prophet Vale.
Prophet Vale. Your leader.
Yeah. She's the one that started the cleansing flame.
So, are you guys kind of? Would it kind of be like, I don't know? I think it was in New York. What are they? The angels, where they patrol around?
Like guardian angels? No,
Yeah.
no. It's all no. Like we don't get physical or nothing. Like we don't like walk the streets and. It's.
Well, how do you protect the innocent then? Like those 2 boys, how would that have been any different if you all were around?
It's faith, brother. It's recognizing that sometimes the things that warriors of hell and warriors of heaven do hurt the innocents, and I gotta tell you, sir. Like there's things that we do that hurt innocence as well. And we don't even mean to. And so we try to atone for that. We try to be better people, and to be aware of the bystanders, the people that aren't part of the fight, the people that just are collateral.
So how do you,
Give me your hand.
sure.
Elias comes bounding through, and he jumps.
Your
up
mic is cutting in and out.
How about now?
Okay, much better.
So Elias comes bounding through, like full kid run, and he jumps up and grabs Adriel's arm, like as he was reaching it out. He's like, Uncle Addy, can I have some more quarters? Completely acting like he never even saw this other guy or what was going to happen. Meanwhile, in his head, Adriel hears, "Don't touch him." So I'm trying to manipulate him. Telepathy.
I don't need a roll. I don't need a roll unless Adriel, you hear
Right,
this.
if he wants to resist.
I need you to go back to Uncle Van, please. The adults are talking.
And at that point, he turns around. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he turns back to you, and he gives you this just death glare, like I warned you. And he's done.
Sorry about that, youth. Where were we? Oh, yes. And I put my hand out.
So he takes your hand and he places your palm on his palm, and then he puts his other hand to kind of cup your hand right between his hands. And
And when he touches me, I want to try to use magic.
oh, all right. Let's do it.
So I want to use observe another time or another place or time,
Okay.
but I want
That's-
to use it looking through his perspective of maybe the last week or so of the things that he's experienced, focusing more on the church and the people he's interacted with.
So if you succeed, if you don't get a miss here, you'll get your effect, right? But I'll tell you, it's going to be, we're not going to get a week's worth of information.
Right,
here.
right,
So
right.
but it sounds like you want to see through his eyes when he's in the church. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a better feel of what they actually do or what's going on. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can break the streak of our 10 plus. Now, can I burn my current hold for investigate a mystery to give me a forward on this?
No.
Okay.
No, you can use that hold, and you'll use it before you leave the bar.
Got an 8.
I'll tell you what. So we've got your effect, but we're gonna get a glitch.
Right.
What glitch do you want? You want the effect to be weakened, short duration, take one
don't be so
harm?
nice, Craig. You pick a glitch.
Well, hold on. Does it say that? So works it perfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. I think the person doing the magic picks the glitch, don't they?
The keeper. The next line says the keeper will decide.
We'll decide what effect the glitch has. But I think he
Right.
gets to pick the glitch.
Oh, all right.
That's how I read it. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
It's cool. I'm just being devil's advocate here.
I think I want. I think I want him to realize, I'm picking the effect, but I'm kind of trying to tell you.
Well, you've already picked the effect. That ship sailed. I need to know your glitch.
The glitch, more of, immediate or unwelcome attention.
Okay. So in a flash, you are in a decent sized church. You immediately recognize, Adriel, that this was a Christian-based church. In fact, you can almost still see where the paint is fresh behind where the cross was, right? So over time, the paint faded, but the cross is not there anymore, but you can kind of faintly see the shape of it. And instead of the pews being ordered in rows, the same pews are now encircled. So they're creating these concentric circles in the center of the church, and probably losing at least probably 2/3 of the pews, right, in order to make that shape. There's candles everywhere, and they're in these kind of mason jars. They're burning. And he's there with several people, his two buddies that are out catching a smoke. And there's probably like 15, 20 people in here. They're all holding hands. There's an older woman in the center of this concentric circle, probably mid to late 60s, but looks pretty good for her age. She's got a straight back, and attractive in an old lady way. Like she's a good looking woman for her age. She has got a pure white collar. So kind of a riff off of the Episcopalian collar that she wore, and you recognize her as Miriam Vale, who was the Reverend, and she's preaching, and you're going to get glimpses of her sermon. But the big thing that you're going to feel of all of this is peace and love. Like what's happening here is good. It's people are feeling good. And the words that she talks about is noble things that there are people that are victims that we're not conscious and aware of. There's things that we have done in our life that had we been better and more aware of the effect we have on the world, we would have recognized how we've hurt people. And we need to face that guilt. We need to understand it. And we need to be better. What strikes you is how she closes the sermon. And you're only getting bits and pieces of this sermon. At the end of the sermon, she says, and he will rise. And everybody goes, and he will rise. You flash back to him holding your hand, and he draws away immediately. He stands up and he goes, "Are you a Remington?"
It's okay, brother. He will rise.
And he's going to leave. He is shocked. And he's going to leave the bar. Elias, you obviously are watching all of this. And Declan, it sounds like we're wrapping up. You still haven't you're leaving Bingo just hanging out there.
No, I'm letting other people do their 3 to 6 minutes of stuff, because as soon as Pop goes back to the bar and sees the mess that Declan has made, I stay back where I can call Bingo
In the keg room. Yeah.
In the keg room and figure out what the hell's going on.
Baby, when I put things in all caps, that means call me.
Was my picture that good?
Sweetie, this isn't funny.
All right.
There's some weird things going on.
Speak to me. What's going on?
So about a year after your friend died, this woman, Miriam Vale, she was Episcopalian lay priest who ran some church out just outside of Gloucester. She kind of started this whole kind of religion thing, and it's called the cleansing flame. That's what that symbol you sent to me. That's their symbol, the cleansing flame. And like they got they got bulletin boards and stuff, honey. And I gotta tell you, like everything I read by them reads fine, right? They talk about like, heaven and hell are always fighting, and people are getting hurt, and there's victims of them, and we hurt people unintentionally, thinking we're doing the right thing, and we need to accept our guilt and all that, but baby, it's just it's weird. It's real weird, and so I found this one thing that like they think that an innocent's going to come back to life, like that someone's going to rise and lead them and end. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, the one who rises from the ashes, and she's reading to you. The one who rises from the ashes will come back and finally end the battle of heaven and hell, and the innocents will be saved. Baby, that's weird.
That is weird.
And
this is
so
Miriam.
real quick question. Does Bingo know about Adriel?
No.
Okay. That's just weird. Go ahead and ask your question.
And this is Miriam Vale. That started
yep.
the year after.
Yeah, Miriam Vale. I guess she's been living in that. She's been living in your town for a long time. Episcopalian priest and so on and so forth. But
yeah, I'm familiar with the location. I think I need to pay Miss Miriam a visit.
yeah, but baby, don't be like you need to be careful. Honey, it feels more like a cult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me and my brothers will assess the situation, figure out if there is any threats. If it's a run-of-the-mill cult, then we'll move on our way. But if there's some substance here, we're going to do what we can to get rid of it. This is home. Bingo. This is home. I can't let.
Honey, I get it. I get it. You got I can't be down a man in my harem now. You got to take care of yourself.
I'll do what I can for you.
All right, baby.
All right.
Text me before you go to bed.
Jesus Christ. Thanks, Bingo. I appreciate it. And then I head back out to the bar.
And you'll see Declan has his head kind of hung low and he's got a mop in his hands. And he's just like clearly been directed by Pop, just mop this shit up. I'm
He
like,
knows
"Yep,
you can
yep,
do
yep.
this.
Yes, sir. And as I'm kind of wrapping that up, I kind of turn the van to kind of nod for the door, like, all right, we leaving?
Let's step outside and chat. Let's meet at the Winnebago.
And you guys see some guy leaving Adriel. Elias is watching that whole situation in the corner like a hawk. Like Elias is tuned.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna start heading out out front, get some privacy with the group.
On the way out, the only thing I want to do is I'm going to swing by Betsy's table and kind of sneak up on her and just tap her on the arm and say, "Thanks again, lady." And I want to do some magic.
Goddamn Remingtons. All right.
I want to banish the spirit from her, whatever is in her.
Oh, that is interesting. Banish a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits. Ooh, I like this.
He's not sure it's going to work, but he's giving it a shot. Oh, jeez. Can't stop. Don't stop.
You guys are unstoppable on a 10+. The magic works with no issues. Okay.
But that's only if it is a spirit, I guess. If it's not, then it might not do anything. So I'm watching for her reaction afterwards.
You touch her. And the first thing you feel is an almost envious purity of faith. But then you see a dark corner. And your light from your magic banishes that darkness for a moment. And you feel her faith weaken at the same time.
Yes.
And she kind of pulls away from you. What was that?
I was just saying thank you. We're leaving now, but I wanted to say thank you. You were very nice to me earlier. Big, dumb kid smile.
Yeah, and as you labor away, you hear her say to her date, Bruce, I think that kid's a Remington. Adriel, you going to follow the three as they leave?
Yeah.
All right, a little RV powwow. Let's hear it.
Obviously, Van's going to spill the beans on everything he knows, which there's going to be some duplicate information we know.
Sure.
Yep.
Real quick, I have a question. Under use magic, one of the options is bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. Could I use that to bar anybody with that symbol branded from being able to enter the RV?
I feel like you've done that a long time ago. I feel like if you guys are okay with this, I feel like between you and Elias, the RV has been safe. So I don't need a roll for that. Yeah, you're good. You're
Like,
good.
pretty
I
much
feel
if
like
you're not us, you're not getting in.
yeah, I feel like that between Declan, you, and Elias, this place is a true sanctuary for the four of you. If you're cool with that.
Yep. All right. Sorry, Van. Go ahead.
I'm concerned about leaving Pop here alone. He doesn't need to know what's going on. What are your guys' thoughts on sticking here through the end of the night, protecting, making sure he's good, and then getting a game plan to get him away from here while we investigate what's going on? I can't lose Pop to this, and if what we think might be coming or what we might be encountering, he can be used as leverage, and I don't want that either.
Well, this Miriam, you remember Miriam?
Yeah.
Reverend Miriam?
Yes. So she is, as they call her, the prophet. There is something there. Their belief is the warriors of God and the warriors of hell are all just as guilty for harming or killing the innocent, or the innocent bystanders, or collateral damage, however you want to look at it. She preaches love, but at the end she said he will rise.
He? Who is he?
I look at Van.
The Reverend, right? She wasn't talking about Jesus?
Well, so when I died, they were trying to do a ceremony to bring Elias up.
The best that you understood, and it took time to do this. It took time to realize Halphus was involved. You saw a visage of him at one point, but what was they were attempting to do, the servants of Halphus, was to anchor him. So in order for him to really be as effectual as he wants to be, he needs to be anchored to a location.
And when she said
And-
he will rise, is that the association that stood out to me?
I cannot answer that question.
Okay. I thought maybe you had something because you said I noticed it.
That was
Okay.
a quarry, right?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Something's going to happen there. Some ritual. Something with lots of candles and lots of people at the bottom of the quarry.
Yes. So in this church, there were about 20 people, and it was littered with candles. And again, I'm looking at Van. You know,
I think we should get there before.
maybe they're referring. Maybe she's referring to Holocaust.
Well, whatever it is, it doesn't sound natural.
Especially since there was already a ritual there once.
So, for my money, I'd like to stop it before it happens.
Agreed. And whatever it is,
Right.
it's
And
And Van, your concern.
I would get Pop right now and put him in the RV.
He's
that's
not
gonna
going
be
to go
hard.
willing.
I would say that's going to be a hard sell.
He's not going to go willing.
Well, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do.
But
I
listen,
don't know if we're there yet. Let's talk about this because
There were
we also
people
need
in
to
that.
protect him from knowing what we know.
You know, there were
That would
people
kill
in
him as
there
well.
that weren't.
You gotta get
happy
closer to your
see
mic, Derek.
you. You know, there were people in there that weren't happy to see you.
Yes, and you know, with
And
their
they were hiding.
belief of whether you're good or evil, the collateral damage, they may look upon us in a negative light.
so listen, this sounds like a cult. And I've had these conversations a few times because of the Emberfold, which is not a cult. The Emberfold's more like a gang, which
Sure.
is weird. But the reason I say that is because the difference between the Emberfold and this is that this is built around Reverend Vale. And what's weird is that, yeah, there were definitely people in there who were looking at us sideways, and a lot of them had that brand. But Reverend Vale, at least last time we were here, Reverend Vale, like the Remington's fine. She was a nice lady. She didn't have any problems with this. She used
Maybe
to.
it wasn't built by her. Maybe it was built through her.
Exactly.
So
And-
then Reverend Vale could be in danger too.
These people, these cultists, I agree. I think they're probably cultists. They have real power behind them. I saw it. And
I don't
familiar.
think Reverend Vale is in danger. I think Reverend Vale is the danger, whether directly or indirectly.
Oh, I don't
Could be.
disagree.
It could be both. And
Can I can I use, if I can backtrack this, my current hold?
You still have a hold from your
Yeah, recalling the images that I saw through this person's eyes.
mhm.
Can I use my current hold?
Depends on what we're asking, then we can adjudicate it.
I think I want to use what is being concealed here again of her role.
So you want
And
to try to use that hold during the vision, and the hold was when you were investigating the bar. So I have to say no.
No, okay,
We've got to use that in the context of you looking at the bar.
okay, gotcha.
Van's going to look out the window of the Winnebago RV, is there? Actually, no. He would know this. Is there external power lines that are on power poles, or are they underground?
Oh, this is an old town. It is telephone poles and wires everywhere. Just like
So there's a
like if
power
you-
line coming from like this top to the top of the roof.
Oh,
type
yeah.
thing to
Yeah,
a box like old school.
Yeah, and it's like the whole this part of town, this part of Gloucester, like by the docks, is all like jury rigged, right? Like it's just like it's amazing that the sewage works. It's amazing that it's old and it's patched up, and yeah.
I'm gonna tell my family, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab lift up the kind of sofa bed couch / dinner table thing, and grab a fireman's axe, and
Okay.
I'm gonna head out and walk towards the side of Pop's bar or Sammy's bar, over towards the power box.
So the power box is going to be up, and I'm okay with you standing on the RV and hitting it.
Oh yeah, if we're close enough, I'll
Sure.
get on top of the RV, and I'm cutting power to this. I'm putting on gloves, and I'm not grounding myself and all the things to make, because I'm an electrician apparently. No, I'm just swinging wild because something needs to give to get people out of this establishment in hopes.
You're trying to cut power to the bar.
Why don't you just
All right.
shoot the box, what's the capacitor on the side of the power pole?
Shoot it.
Yeah, we got guns.
I don't really want gunfire.
It's gonna
happening.
explode when it pops anyway. Whatever, do your thing, man.
I'm mid swing going. Don't tell me what to do.
The
No,
adults
no.
are speaking.
All right. This could be the quintessential act under pressure. I understand what we're trying to do. So I need you to act under pressure. This is you plus cool. That's what I'm talking about.
It's bound to happen eventually.
I meant to shoot from afar.
Somebody might have mentioned something like that.
Just throwing the axe.
So you swing the axe. And you hit the casing. And the metal head and the wood handle and your feet on the RV blast you.
Yeah.
And you get shocked.
That's a lot of amps.
And you get thrown off the van. And your one harm is going to be from landing more than it is from the electricity. And for the three of you, Van grabs an axe,
Climbs
steps
up the
out.
ladder.
Elias is like, you could, oh, okay. And then the next thing you see is Van flying through the air, landing on the sidewalk in front of the bar, right in front of our two smokers, who each grab an arm and drag him into the alleyway. Let's go to credits. So during the credits, you guys missed like 5 movie references of how we imagine Van being flown off and electrocuted off the top of the van. You guys know the routine. Let's start with you, Robert. Thoughts? At this point, thoughts doesn't necessarily have to be about the system. We've talked about the system unless you have new insights on the system. Thoughts can also be like at a meta level, not what Adriel is thinking, what Robert is thinking. And then stars and wishes.
Well, I definitely have to give my star to Van right now for his awesome attempt to go to one of the most dangerous ways to cut power to an establishment. The multitude of ways there are to actually do it.
There are breakers.
Yes. I was like, just go blow the breakers. But it's okay,
We have a teleporting angel on our team who could just go in there and flip the master breaker inside the bar. Nah.
So there you go. Let's see here. Thoughts? I like where this is going. From the ashes, or at least Pop has seen Sammy. So it could be Sammy. It could be me. One of my thoughts that I was thinking would be interesting is maybe when we eventually go see the prophet, maybe just revealing myself to her and see how that goes.
That would be a move.
So, but I don't usually do things like that. That's too forward. But yeah, I mean, I really like how this is picking up in this episode.
Good.
I like where the threads are coming together. So,
wishes.
I want to get more interaction with Declan on my what do you call them, the history prompts about, with him is I believe it was he shouldn't be involved in the situation. The prophecies didn't mention them at all, but I don't know what it means. I want to kind of get some time to play into that more.
Explore that bond a little bit more.
Yeah, some things have happened, and
Yep.
I have some ideas and stuff like that. So maybe we can get some time and touch on that.
Excellent. Yep. And the two of you have agency to make that happen too. You don't have to wait on me. But yeah,
Right.
Definitely. And it's super interesting, especially where we are right now. Speaking of Declan, DJ, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Thoughts. This episode is a really good mix of tension and just a lot of fun. And I like that. There was a lot of very amusing and entertaining moments mixed in with this extremely tense, like Mexican standoff style situation at the bar, ending with I was gonna say, if we had gotten the chance to react, that while Declan would have shouted, "Oh my God, sir," chasing him, he also would have busted out laughing at that sight.
Yeah.
And Declan probably would have been the only one laughing, but he definitely would have laughed at that situation. And
No, this definitely would have been one of the few times you see Adriel smile.
And later on, I was like, Van's just angry. No, come on, man. You got to admit that shit was funny. But stars, I thought the interactions with Pop were really, really well done. It was like,
Oh, good.
very wholesome, and at the same time, again, added to the tension of like at the split moment of like, is Pop a part of this? Like, what is and like, does he know something? And then him just to be like, oh yeah, the cleansing flame. It's like, yeah, everybody knows that. So wishes. I do think that what I want to work on kind of moving forward is kind of that counter bond that Declan and Adriel have, of Adriel being a clearly defined part of prophecies that Declan knows from the Emberfold, but Declan supposedly not supposing to exist within whatever prophecy Adriel has, and how those two things interact. Especially with what we talked about with like Declan's role in the Emberfold and why it is what it is.
Yeah, and the only wish I'll put on top of that, because I have a feeling this mystery might be. We've been doing mysteries in 2 episodes. I don't know if we'll do this one in 2 episodes. It's pretty involved here, because we've also got the vision that you had at the convenience store too, right? That is another thing that's present here. That because we spent all of our time in the bar, which was awesome, we haven't even touched on that whatsoever, which is super interesting. We've got your mother who lives in town. We've got the QB who bought you a drink. I think there's a lot of things. A lot of unpulled threads for Declan here, which will be very interesting.
Not to assume, but it is also possible that, I know we're on the road, but we could have a couple of different mysteries happen while we're still in this town, right?
No question, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially given that it's the importance of this town to our combined, or the history of our family.
Yeah, and as we start to see, I mean, this started as a tap into Van's story. I don't think it's going to stop there. But we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Van, Nicholas, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Thoughts. I forgot to mention I'd like to use a luck point on that last scene. I almost did, looking at how many I had. I was like, no, this is too good. Thoughts. I'm loving where we're going with things. We're getting into the nitty gritty of the big story arc, which I'm loving. And the dynamic we're all given a decent chance to RP being home and really fleshing out all these details with each other, which is awesome. I'm loving all the different conversations we're having on and off stream. So, stars. Oh gosh. I love watching Robert totally switch into Adriel being like this dry note and put himself in danger to this social butterfly to get information. Like when he needs to evolve, he does, and you role played it great. I loved watching that. That was a great scene. And then wishes is keep on keeping on. I don't.
Well, let's rephrase what wishes are, Nick. So you can't keep doing this. What did you get that you want more of, or what have you not gotten that you would like some of as a player?
I got my bingo wish.
Bus
Better
points.
rolls. I mean, I want to roll like
Better rolls. You guys had 1 miss this whole session. Don't give me that.
It was me the one time I rolled. I want better rolls. Fuck them. I want better rolls.
All right.
No.
Fair enough.
Oh, don't forget the mark experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
don't forget
you're
to mark the.
I will.
And to your credit, the 1 miss was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But actually, my wish is me getting more of my story arc and my new life, whatever that's called, that mechanic.
A new life. Yeah. You are neck deep. This is tied to you using as much luck. I didn't realize how much luck you'd use. I thought you'd only used it twice, but you used it more than that. That's why we're here, is because of how much luck you've spent. So you're neck deep in your story, as a result of that. So that's a big deal. And this is what's kind of cool, is that you're bringing everybody with you, right? And it's not just your story, because that's not how this works, which I think is cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Derek.
Let's see. Thoughts. I think it went really well. I'm still enjoying everything that's happening. I like the way that our stories are feeding into and feeding off of each other. Even in ways that we haven't seen really where they're going to go yet. Just seeing those potential paths and how things could spider out from there is exciting. Stars. I think I want to. I obviously the final role was amazing, but we can't all say that one. So I'm gonna give it to the results of Adriel ignoring Elias and tipping someone's hand to who we were because he brushed me off. I think that was really cool, and I think that's a really cool way that it ended up happening. The dice may have said something different, but I think it's awesome that was how it worked out.
Well, and we saw the repercussions of what happened.
Then
outside,
led to because those guys know now, right? Because their friend came out and said something. I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really cool. Always love the way those things happen so organically, but also still fit. Wishes. I think I like where we are, the pace that we're going at things. I am more than happy to let my character's story kind of sit in the background for a while. I think that it fits better there, at least for now. I am excited to see more about what Van's going to do with his arc and potentially realizing that this new life of his isn't tenable given our family curse and the current situation. But I'm also interested to see where Declan's story goes as well, because that's interesting to me. Otherwise it's awesome. Loving everything. And then the last wish is that we remember to do end of session XP.
I was going to remember this time, believe it or not. So let's do it real quick. At the end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did we conclude the mystery? We did not. Did we save someone from certain death or worse? We definitely did not do that, because though Elias tried, Van still threw the axe. Did we learn something new and important about the world? What do we think?
I think so.
I think so.
Talk to me.
And I think we all shared this probably mostly off screen, but when we were sharing everything that we individually learned about what was going on there, I think we learned that this wasn't an isolated incident that happened to Sammy and Adriel, and that there's a real power behind it. Obviously, I think Elias immediately assumes that it's Alphys that is the power behind it, but it may not be. But there is something truly like empowering these people, and it's doing so in kind of a nefarious and like in that Rotel's paved in good intentions kind of way.
And we learned that whatever the broader thing is, it specifically brought up the Remington name multiple times. Like people could not keep the Remington name out of their mouths, and there's got to be a reason for that.
Yeah, 100%. And, especially going back to, Derek said, as we all said our little parts, about a ritual at the quarry, which there was one in the past, which maybe didn't go right. Again, Adriel is leaning towards Halifax also. So, we know, we've learned there's something more there, and there is like another cult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think I think you definitely get the point here, because I also think,
and I think
we figured that
real quick, and I think that metagaming it, that we are a hurdle to their plans, but also might be the key that they need for their plans at the same time.
I was about to say, I don't know if you're a hurdle yet or not. Right. And the one thing I want to emphasize, because it was important, and I may not have emphasized it enough, is how much not under threat you were in that bar. Despite all the information I gave you, despite people not being happy that you're there, despite there being a spark of something supernatural in these people, all of those things I told you, at no point were you guys under threat. And I think that is something to think about. And it is significant.
So yeah. Question on that: do we realize that that's the case, or do we just think that
Elias,
there was some reason
Elias definitely does, because you set up a great moment for it, Derek, for me because you said, hey, I want to watch this film, because is anybody going to move on him? Right. We're splitting the party, right? Van's going to be by himself. He's going to be with Tom, and maybe Tom's a target here. Like, you set this up perfectly for, if you guys were under threat, that would have been a time to strike. Right.
We gave them
you set it up.
And they didn't do
exactly.
it.
And it not only did it not happen, but nobody was even paying attention to it. But yet at the same time, the Remington name, to DJ's point, is being said over and over again. And how the woman reacted, how Betsy reacted to Van seeing her mark versus the mark being shown freely to Adriel. What were you going to say, DJ? I'm sorry.
Oh, just seeing the interactions that people who are in the church but have context for us, and kind of seeing that, like how the quarterback was mean mugging Declan, but they caught eyes and he bought him a drink. Yeah. The drink that, as far as we could tell, didn't have any kind of ill intent or anything behind it. It was just a shot.
Just made you bad at bartending.
Yeah, I gotta say, one of my stars was, I love DJ, and you're very good at this. You just lean into finding the situation, right? And realizing that something as mundane as I'm going to be behind the bar can be incredibly character revealing. Like, I feel like we know Declan even more now because of the bar and the mop and everything. So I really love it. All of you do it, but particularly tonight, like, I think DJ, you did a great job of showing us more of Declan. And I feel like a little bit like Declan's showing more of himself to you in that process, right? That you're discovering him in his own way. Ton of things coming up, guys. We've got tomorrow Forbidden Lands, by far the most popular run on the channel. And then please watch us play Liminal Horror on Sunday. We are playing a very commonly run scenario called The Chair. I have run this several times in my Discord with people within the Discord, and we have got a banger cast. It is an incredible scenario using an incredible system. So make sure you catch that on Sunday. I saw little hands coming up. You want to say something, Robert?
Yeah. Did we finish the end of session with the last?
No, we didn't.
question?
I got locked. So it looks like, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
I don't know.
New,
Let's
yes,
jumping out
no.
to me.
And I think that's to the point you just made of, we learned a little bit specifically about Van and Declan and how they interact with this town, and kind of like that they have a reputation, but it wasn't like it was more mundane, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it was news.
Yeah.
Agreed. But let's talk about, because I don't have it in front of me. I don't know if you do, Robert. Do you have the Remington playbook?
I've got it open if nobody else has.
Great.
Yeah, usually.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
So we only got one question, so no experience. Just
No experience.
So everybody knows. Okay. For the people watching.
You need two to get experience.
At the end of each session, answer your style question below. If yes, gain 1 improvement mark. Here we go. Did we talk about or pointedly not talk about something that was troubling a team member?
I think we did that this time, did we? I think we're going to.
Yeah, we absolutely will.
It wasn't a lot. I'm sorry, DJ, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we absolutely will.
Yeah, I think so too.
Probably shortly after the beginning of our next session, but I don't think we did. I think we kind of built to it tonight.
So
I think we did.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't
Let's
mean
hear
to
it.
cut you off
Let's
there.
make the argument.
I think Van brought it up about concern for Pop Pop, and he actually took action.
Like right at the end. Yeah. I mean, that's why he got blasted off.
Yeah.
All right, let's mark it. I'm cool with that. Let's mark it.
Right, so I think that gives us 5, right?
The Remingtons are going to advance. Very nice. We've got a week to figure out what that advance is going to be. The 4 of you need to agree on what that's going to be. All right. As always, this is a blast, guys. I cannot wait for next Wednesday. I was really looking forward to this session. This is the first non pre-written mystery that I'm riffing off of, and so super excited. Talk to everybody soon. Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.